Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to the harsh winter of Thea 2. I think we're actually in a really good place here. I was looking at the advancement menu a little bit, trying to figure out what kinds of weapons we want to learn to craft. And it turns out there's not a lot of kinds of weapon that you can make entirely out of bone. And remember, we do have to make a weapon entirely out of bone if we want to be able to use it in a purple challenge. Well, we can make it out of bone and ruby, or bone and gem, I guess. But because we don't have a lot of sources of gem, that's something maybe not entirely trivial. So I'm noticing two-handed swords can be made entirely out of bone. I know we've fallen back on thrown spears a lot over our gameplays here, but they're really good, they're really powerful, and they can be made entirely out of dragon bone or even rune bone if we want to go that far. So it feels to me, can we do one-handed swords? Yes, one-handed swords can also be made entirely out of bone. So we could do a sword and shield thing on the goblin and have him just like really be the super tank in red. Obviously, even if we do go this path, we end up with some good purple usable weapons. We'll still be in a lot of trouble in purple concept challenges, and we're going to have to just get a witch or something. We do have the hunter. The hunter is okay at that stuff. So our level of ghostly axe is pretty low, right? Yeah, it's only 1.3 scaling. So we could do better. I mean, we just gotta keep gaining XP, right? So, I still do want to go out on expeditions for rubies. I think that we could really use some rubies. Let's go ahead and grab elven wood. We can start stockpiling elven wood when the winter ends, or probably honestly before that, because we sure have a lot of this other stuff already. We don't really need to be gathering fish anymore. I do wish that it would remember to show busy characters between sessions. So what are we looking at in terms of elven wood gathering? How efficient are we at this? It's not bad. We have 237 dragon bone. It's going to take a lot, so we probably don't want to pull people off of that. If anything, we want to move some people onto that. We really, we need a lot of dragon bone. Alright, 442, 430, that's not bad. And then we'll just get some elven wood. And we'll worry about adventuring later, I guess. Yeah, I suppose that's okay. I suppose, really, because of the way overflow works, it is kind of better to have them spread out, just that we're minimizing the overflow on the turn when they actually collect the thing. Yeah, that's probably pretty sensible. We have enough normal wood that we should never need to burn anything else. We have a ton of food of lots of different types. For the moment, we don't have to worry about this. Everybody should be past the task efficiency threshold. Oh, you know what? It's the adventurers who are below. So now that they're back in town with the many kinds of food, their morale will trend upward over time. And I think we are just going to go ahead. Let's go ahead and grab the, at the very least, the thrown spears. So it would still be a good idea for us to pick up jewelry. We're probably going to have to survive in this game longer than we've had to survive in the past to actually win the quest victory. Seems like the domination victory could take a minute. If we got one more advancement point, we'd be able to run... we'd be able to max out jewelry and max out one more weapon type, or maybe skip jewelry for the moment and go like swords for the goblin and also like relics or books maybe. Just thinking like our casters don't actually have good weapons. We have good innate abilities, and that's obviated the need for good weapons to some degree, but at some point we're gonna have to actually like increase our abilities. That said, for right now, I'm reasonably content to just chill here. So how much wood did we need to make the armor we were thinking about making? It was quite a bit, right? We needed only 125. We're actually almost there. And then we can have a crafter start working on that. We can get ourselves some reasonable toughness. Yeah, sure, more destiny. Specializing bogged in purple seems perfectly reasonable in this time of low purpleness. Okay, 10 more. Alright, we need one more gather of the wood before we're ready to build the armor. Okay, let's get some people on this. So obviously we want to use the healer. Oh, well, you know what? The healer has the highest crafting because we don't have our good crafting tool equipped on Bloodseeker. Actually, without crafting stuff up, you have 36. Okay, she has 39. She is the better crafter. So our best crafting increase is a 131. Its masterwork tools are pretty cool. Okay. 17% of 17% chance of masterwork armor is pretty good. Let's get you guys all speeding this up, and then we can hit them with the crafting increase tools. 3.5, so she actually has remarkably high crafting. Yeah, it's actually pretty weird that her crafting is so high. You know what? You can take your armor off for now. I can't imagine playing you in a red challenge. Alright, there you go. You really want him to get down to it, tell her just, hey, get naked and craft, damn it. Okay. It's a weird village. Nobody would say it isn't. Alright, so we're still gathering wood. We still have a lot of dragon bone. I'm kind of thinking some of these people should probably move back over. Like, we don't need all these people on wood gathering, because we're not going to need that much of the stuff. But we are going to need a huge amount of dragon bone for the things we intend to do with it. Fortunately, we burned through these armor suits pretty quickly. We might end up needing to make more. Not 100% sure where we're at. I just kind of guessed how many we would need, because counting seemed like effort, and yeah, who wants to expend that? Okay, so this should be the end of the armor crafting. Another level of Inspire or another level of Double Toss. Well, Double Toss is pretty bad for you. Inspire is something we're not actually using, but we, theoretically could start using it. Okay, good, we're done. How did they turn out? 2 Masterwork, 32 points of shielding. Not bad. 2 Masterworks and 3 normals. Okay. So let's try to figure out how we can equip these. I mean, as far as light armor goes, they're not super heavy, but they're still pushing it for some of our people. Let's see. Amalia is on the front lines of everything all the time and could really use the extra shielding. She is very powerful now. Gromislav gets played into a lot of challenges, but doesn't necessarily get played into the front row in them. Bulimira actually does have a reasonably powerful artifact. So does Bloodseeker. So Bulimir and Bloodseeker should both be equipped with the stuff. Bulimir needs the shielding more. But we have a weight issue with her. Let's see. She's actually, yeah, she's really not strong enough to wear heavy armor. That's fine. She doesn't need to. It would be a slight downgrade for OL in the only kind of challenge that he's actually likely to get played into, so I think we can afford to leave him with the silver armor that he's wearing now. You could take some of this stuff. Let's see. For it to work on Bulimir, we'd have to get her down to a little over 100 total weight equipped. I mean, it's definitely worth dropping the bone jewelry. She doesn't... This is actually really heavy. Yeah, that crafting tool is responsible for most of her weight. That's a little silly when you think about it. Like, it would be very easy for her to just drop the crafting tool if combat started. So she could... I don't know. Whatever. And then, do we put it on Gromislav? Again, Gromislav gets played into the back row so much that I don't know if she is really a high priority. But I guess we don't really have a lot of other places to put it, do we? Yeah, okay, so we would try to figure this out for her. Actually, it's barely heavier than the stuff she's wearing now. If we just took off... If we took off her ring, that would cut it, right? Yeah. Okay. It's worth losing 4 points of weapon block. Alright, I'm feeling pretty good about that, and it did turn out to be the right number of suits. Let's talk about the weapons. Now, we're going to go a little bit more hardcore with the weapons. I will say that building a javelin entirely out of runebone is not going to give us the opportunity to get shield leech on it, which does really suck. We do get life leech, which is fine. We could go all the way up to 80% life leech. So we scale off of destiny when used in purple challenges. How effective is that going to be? Gromoslav's destiny is actually horrible. I was thinking it wouldn't be too bad because we have so many people who have reasonable destiny, but I guess the people who have reasonable destiny already have weapons to make use of it. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Well, we still want to make better weapons, but maybe the make them entirely out of bone plan isn't totally necessary since they wouldn't be useful in the purple challenges anyway. We probably are just gonna have to make. Let me think here. If we pick up the ability to make books, I know that there are some unusual materials, unusual groups of materials you can make books out of that give them a lot of different types of powers. And if we could get something that would allow us to scale, you know, attacks that work in purple challenges but based on non-purple stats, especially if we could feed wisdom or intelligence into purple, that would give us a much better chance of surviving in those encounters. So maybe that's the place we need to focus our efforts next. We'll still build a nice set of javelins for Gromoslav because that's the best. Javelins are the best way to win a red challenge, but we'll just let Olbs work with the tools he has now. It's not like it's a bad set of weapons. Okay, so let's do that. Do we want book or relic? I clicked on every one of those things that wasn't the correct one. I kind of feel like we want to go artifacts. I'm just thinking, like, we have so much wisdom, and even the books that have good yellow scaling attacks have yellow scaling attacks off of intelligence, right? The only person who has good intelligence is Amalia, rather. And even Amalia would rather use her wisdom. Yeah, we have so much good wisdom scaling. Your intelligence isn't bad, and Bloodseekers is higher than I remembered as well. So, but, like, even, yeah, Ice Spike doesn't actually let you attack in purple challenges, and let's go artifacts, I think. And it would not be that hard to get more advancement points and do both if we wanted to do both. But let's lean into artifacts. You can make artifacts out of leather and bone, which should give us some pretty good essence. Oh no, artifacts. Sorry, I was looking at the recipe for one-handed artifacts. Two-handed artifacts are going to require a thing we don't have. We're going to have to go get some ruby or something. That's a little bit inconvenient. Well, we'll figure it out. So what does a good one look like? We have a lot of options. There are a lot of different kinds of effects that relics can have. So, like, for example, you do some of this and end up with... we've seen Dinner for Two is pretty unimpressive. Weak regeneration. Is this a... Okay, after receiving damage, heal a little bit. That's fine. So not like super exciting. If we go for stone, we get a purple attack in purple challenges that scales off of destiny is nice. Stone, of course, gives us the shield leech, which we care about a great deal. Brotherhood of Blood is possibly very powerful. We didn't actually get a chance to play with it much. But, like, stone and bone gives you both of the types of leech, which is pretty good. It is a shame that we're still reliant on destiny for the purple scaling. If we go to metal, still get Brotherhood of Blood. Leathers. What if we mythical leather? Okay, well, obviously, leather and metal gives us the ability to use them in red challenges, which is not necessarily terribly important. Yeah, I think we got red challenges. Once we build a couple of good javelins, we got red challenges locked down. We don't really need that. So we're just... There's really no way out of it, huh? We're just gonna have to get a purple character. We can't even, like, kind of brute force it. Unfortunate, but it's fine. So we're gonna want books anyway, then. because I do think books are generally better on purple characters. So we're going to need the advancement points for that. Did we do all of our researches? No, I knew we got some more. Right, let's go ahead and pull these. We use the book points. I mean, we are not short of places to get advancement points. So we use the book points. We use the I guess we'll hold off on jewelry. We don't really need jewelry that badly. Okay, so what do we want everybody else doing while we're waiting? I suppose we could just build ourselves some cool javelins. If we go like this and this, we get both the leeches. I feel pretty okay about that. If we went runebone in this slot instead, drove the multipliers up a little bit, that's not bad. What was the difference? 0.1 on the first strike, 0.2 on the actual weapon attack. And it adds up when you're getting the all the extra shielding. A 1.0 first strike and a 1.4 normal attack from Gromislav, yeah, with her 17 perception. That's pretty considerable. It's harder than her current javelins. Okay, so we need to do that. We need to get a little bit of runebone going. We need 20 for that recipe. We could, of course, try to make the Peerstone version of that happen, which is maybe a little excessive, but also pretty powerful. Ooh, I wonder if it's worth losing the little bit of extra multiplier. It's not that much to double the amount of shield and hit point leech you get. No, it's probably better to just do the damage. Like, you do have to actually kill the enemies too. Do we have enough obsidian to do one of these right now? We could think about going the other way and maybe bumping it up to a legendary weapon later. But let's focus on getting this done for the moment. So, runebone. Need to make 10 runebone occur. Fortunately, pretty easy recipe. Alright, that we'll get through that very quickly. And then, like, we can play around with the book recipes too and see if maybe there's something that I have forgotten. Like I said, there's just so much going on in this game. It would be really helpful to have a place where we could easily look things up so that I don't have to remember what the 70 different book recipes yield, and it's a resource that would be valuable to more people than just me. You two do not have to work on cooking that. Here we go. Here's something to focus on. Make me some cool runic javelins. Okay, we got some bees. Wow, that's a lot of demons and... okay. I mean, at this point, we're so powerful that I'm really not afraid of even having to fight bees the normal way. Zosh, do you want gathering or luck? You know, it's possible we're going to be here a while. The extra XP from increasing luck at this moment might be worth it. We kind of already have a ton of gathering. I don't know if you ever have enough gathering, but he's low level still. Might be worth it to just try to level him up a little bit faster. Alright, let's see these javelins. Come on, masterwork. Would you like 3 points of gathering or poison throwing dagger? Honestly, I don't want to take more poison throwing dagger. Maybe we're fine on red challenges though. Like in this case, I know I was just talking about how like a little bit more gathering doesn't really feel necessary, but in this case we might actually be weighing a little bit more gathering against a thing that will have literally no value. You know what, at some point we're going to have some people leave the camp. Bloodseeker's definitely going to stay behind, and she might be in charge of red defense for the camp, so maybe we'll take that just in case. We're not going to miss the points of gathering too much, even if the other thing does turn out to have been worthless. Okay, let's talk about some runic javelins. They are totally normal javelins. They are a little bit lighter than what she's using now. Okay, I think that came out pretty well. These are some pretty solid weapons. The Life Leech, like I would definitely rather the Life Leech be something else, additive damage. I think Life Leech is probably the least good of the traits, especially given how difficult we sometimes find it to raise max health. But hard to be mad about the amount of essence we were able to pour into this. Okay, so we could just drop her gathering tool and give her 4 points of... Actually, you know what? That got weight down enough that we could just put the pendant back on. Okay. So now we're seeing some like reasonable amounts of shielding on everybody. Zosh could use a little bit of help here. What are your stats right now, man? You could use a relic or something. I don't actually think we have a spare one. I definitely don't think you need this guy. That's not helping you at all. Okay, we do have the good dog on the hunter already. I think I'd rather have a boar on him. Again, just like the ability to summon is very powerful. He could take an increase to his Nope, he can't even carry it. That's some heavy armor we gave him. Well, I'd love to give him something. He cannot quite carry this amber artifact, but this is really what he wants to be holding. Well, too bad, I guess. This is somehow even heavier, despite the fact that it is just sticks lashed together. Don't know how we managed that. This thing has 1.3 scaling. Is that actually an improvement? It totally is. This is a better relic than some of the ones that we have on other people. Bloodseeker could take this. It probably makes the most sense on Bloodseeker or on Amalia. Nah, we'll put it on Bloodseeker. That's totally fine. Okay. Zosh is just going to be empty-handed. Unfortunately, that's just the place that we are in weight-wise. He can't even hold a scroll made of fur. Oh, this blood artifact will just barely not fit in his hands, actually. It's like less than a point over. Well, Zosh, you'll probably get a level up soon. Maybe we'll just buy you some strength. Alright, so we have enough points here to go ahead and get books. Books are very good. It's not like I feel bad having to do this. So could we make a book that would be beneficial? Could we make a book that would solve any of our problems? If we were to go like bone and leather, let's say. Mysticism-based attacks are not really what we're looking for. What we really want is a yellow scaling attack that can be used in a purple challenge in the same way that Ice Spike can be used in red challenges. Can we make that happen? Is there any combination of essences that will allow that? Quick cover, drain vigor, fiery gaze lets mysticism be used in yellows. That's definitely useful for some characters. Chain lightning gives us a destiny scaling attack into red. That's a cool thing. That's a thing worth noting. What about if we use some wood essence? Can we get something a little bit... No, I think the problem here is that the bone essence is overpowering it. So let's take the bone essence down a little bit. Okay, with the wood essence we get... I mean, we do get access to Random Blasts 4, which is kind of fun, but again, the mysticism scaling is a real problem. Yeah, I think we're just not gonna be able to do this. You really have a hard time with purple challenges unless you have a dedicated purple character. Okay, well, that being the case, I do believe that the most important thing we could do right now is try to get a goblin child. So, how do we raise goblin rep above the 30 or so that it's currently at? We could try going and talking to the other village. Maybe the other village will allow us to do quests where... I don't even remember where it was. And unfortunately, for some reason, villages that you've seen don't remain visible through the fog of war, despite the fact that they can't move, and it doesn't seem like they can be destroyed by any method other than you personally destroying them. So now that we're built up a little bit, we could just go on the march, the adventuring party, come over here. It was around here somewhere, I think. Just come over here, find it, and do stuff for them until they are willing to provide us with a new party member. Village could probably stand on its own for a while. Alright, if we were to do that, we're talking like Amalia, Gramislav, Oel, probably. The three of them together can handle almost anything. So we would want to talk about crafting some two-handed artifacts that maybe will give us a little bit of a push here. We don't have an infinite supply of rubies, but we do have some rubies. So this would give us Life Leech and... yeah, it's okay. Life Leech and Area of Effect. I'm not 100% sure how this works with a weapon that already does the Hammer Splash. Is it additional splash damage? Honestly, this might even be worth building just for that. Just to find out how that interaction works. Does increase mental and spiritual shielding by a fair amount. A couple of extra points for us with the armor we have. The other option is we could try to go for some... we really do not have a lot of other options. Because we don't have a lot of stone left. We don't really have any metal to speak of. If we threw in some metal... yeah, unfortunately, as long as Bone Essence is the high essence, we're going to see Dinner for Two in that second slot, which is a little unfortunate. Because Dinner for Two seems terrible. It just seems like really bad. If we went and grabbed some quartz, let's say we did that. What if we did it like this? Then we're getting, again, Life Leech, Shield Leech. That does provide 0.1 essence more stone than bone. So we get Brotherhood of Blood as a secondary skill instead of Dinner for Two, which probably is useless. It no longer gives us yellow shielding, though. Now it's giving us red and purple. It's probably okay. It's probably fine. Yeah, I wouldn't mind making that. So we'd need to get to another advancement point, which we are close-ish to. Pick up... oh, no, that's right. We already picked up the ability to work with quartz, didn't we? Yeah, we did that earlier. Well, shoot, let's go get some quartz. We can do that. We don't have to go far. And Gromislav is a pretty good gatherer. Do we have... I'm going to throw some gathering tools in with these guys. I'm not really sure what our distribution of gathering skill is, but I do know that we don't need anything in town desperately enough for me to be worried. 25 days is too much food. Whatever. It's fine. I really do wish that when you did that, it also transferred, or like, there was a checkbox at least for burnables. You know what? Let's give them another 20 wood, because they're going to have to gather... oh, that's right. That doesn't add an additional 20. It keeps the number at 20. There we go. They're going to have to be gathering at least a little bit during winter, so it seems like a smart move. And then I don't think they need anything else. They're well outfitted. They're ready for trouble. I know there are some zombies and stuff between us and where we're going. We should be able to win these fights, like, very easily. We could just intimidate them, I suppose. Difficulty 1. Okay, I intimidated them out of their crummy sword and their totally, basically fine battle axe. That's weird. It's weird that there's a very easy intimidate option. I kind of want to fight the other ones. Okay, so the rewards are pretty different. Although we don't know how much of this was like die rolling behind the scenes and how much of it is because we did the red fight. I guess when you intimidate them, you don't necessarily make them leave their stuff behind. You know, they run away, but they keep all their loot. Unfortunately, none of that loot is actually, like, valuable to us. Okay, I don't think we need to be worried about, like, doing anything else, having any additional efficiency here. Let's make sure people have reasonable gathering tools equipped. So a 124 and a 2.0. We could definitely do better than that. We can kind of do better than that. Alright, take this off. Why has everything got to be so heavy? Okay. We need 25 quartz for a single artifact. So we don't have to sit here for too long. And the goblin can just be doing research the whole time. He'll just study in his tent while they do the mining. She definitely takes perception. That's a no-brainer. Brute force is pretty not great. Okay. Because her destiny was low enough that 2 points of destiny, yeah, wouldn't really have helped her. It's not like we could have turned her into a good destiny scaling character. Did I equip the right... Hold on. Did I equip the right gathering tools? No. You should have... I equipped the ones I equipped because of the weight problem. Never mind. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. Let's just chill out and gather for a little while. Somewhere, there's a hive that we probably ought to actually deal with. Okay, I am a little bit actually concerned about this. That is a difficulty 7 group there. So yeah, like I said, the world is going to keep scaling up around us. Things are going to keep getting more and more dangerous. We need 1 more load of quartz. No, that was the first one that just came up. So we need 2 more loads of quartz if we want to actually be able to build the thing. Well, let's... Oh, I was going to say let's hope that thing doesn't happen. Okay, it is only a difficulty 5 yellow challenge. One of our characters lost half or more of their hit points. So, we know that what's happened here is that the algorithm has sort of routed us around the danger of the tree demon. If we go into battle manually, it's possible that we will achieve a much worse result, right? The tree demon can be a real bear, which is apparently worse than a tree demon. I think I'm just going to accept this outcome. Okay, that wasn't actually that bad. We got a granite mallet, which I don't want. But nobody... Gromislav is not below the threshold, right? She's right around the threshold. And the Chosen can't leave due to sanity anyway, right? Right, I think the undead are stationary, and even if they did come over here, we would just kill them. Oh, that's not great. Oh, hey, a flickering light, and the fluctuation of mystical power. Alright, well, we can try to aid the Spirit of Darkness here. I'm not actually sure if we'll be able to do this. Okay. Hey, look at that. We got our 2 destiny anyway. Ask them what happened, thank them and leave. Okay, a little bit of rep. You know what? Rep with the Shadowkin. If we have that event happen a couple of times, that can be one of the reputations that we get over 50 pretty easily. So, hopefully that'll work out. So we have enough now. The question is, do we want to keep gathering? I kind of do. I'd like to have enough quartz to build other stuff out of it, because we definitely have other things that require stone, metal, or gem, and having some stone would be awfully nice. Yeah, we'll just stand strong. I think we could probably take these guys. Amalia's almost healed already. If they want to engage us in a difficulty 4, or even difficulty 3, yellow challenge. Really? We can probably do better than that. I don't think there's anything here that's particularly terrifying. The Lightbringer's the only dangerous one, right? Probably. Yeah, we can focus on the Lightbringer. We can try to get this done a little bit more effectively. So he's moving on 8.0, which does suck. We have a lot of shielding, though. Let's just plant right in front of him, not let him get away. Basically, the problem we've had with these guys in the past is mostly that it has become hard to actually hit them because they stack other stuff between us and them. So we want to make sure we're actually guaranteed to get him. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a speed up, or we don't have a slowdown. We do have a speed up for Amalia, which I think we're probably gonna want to use. We get her down to, yeah, probably he will not end up fast enough to go before her if we get that speed up off. So we probably want to just go ahead and play another copy of her down. We really want to commit all this damage. Ooh, that shielding is crummy. Because we were just barely getting there before. But now we will not. And the speed up's not going to be good enough. we're gonna get hit for 38. Except the poison damage is going to... They're hitting her while she has less than full HP. So that sucks. I mean, we're definitely gonna win. But we're going to take both of those hits, and there's no way to stop that. So, I guess we don't have to take both the hits. We can play the boar in front of one of the hits. Let's see, we'll take you down in one. Yeah, I think actually the best thing we can do here is just bore one of those poison shots, so that we don't... They may not actually break through to Amalia's health this way. 31 damage, man. Okay, that boar's doing the Lord's work. I guess the hammer blow from the enemy on the left there is going to be pretty severe. But we got rid of the really scary enemy. Okay, so they did get through to her health. She's going to be fine, though. Okay, yeah, the auto-resolver was making that look a lot more dire than it actually was. And now they have, like, the worst one of their cards remaining, so this should be a pretty easy one. Okay, let's just go ahead and throw out a speed up. And then pass, right? I mean, we may as well put another card down. I guess they have speed ups too. This guy does 2 damage. Why am I acting like I care about this? Oh, they didn't even want to play a second copy of him. They did a speed up again. Okay, you got me. You got me for 2. Amalia is maybe the MVP of this entire... Like, I think Amalia is responsible for the fact that we are still in this game. I guess we could have the goblin gathering wood instead of doing research now. He's good at research, though, and he's not that good at gathering wood. Yeah, this is fine. So we'll just do this for a couple more turns. Oh, the village is getting attacked by Lightbringers. Now, this is a little tricky, because the Lightbringer is definitely in a better position to fight here. You know, I'll take that. I'll take a light wound victory. That was probably just spawned. It's nice that I feel like the village can stay safe. So here's a question. Do we want to push Zosh? Do we want to push intelligence really hard? I like wisdom better in general, but if we push his intelligence, then he can be the one who inherits the book. And intelligence on a crafter is okay. Like, 1 point of intelligence is a lot less crafting than 2 points of wisdom. But if we could push intelligence high enough that we start seeing it in the 2 slot a lot, could be good. Honestly, wisdom is so much better. Wisdom is so much better so much of the time. We'll just build him an artifact. That's definitely the way to go. The stats could use a little rebalancing. So we have 60 quartz now. I guess let's pack it up. Get back home, build a thing, and then talk about taking a longer trip. The way we would probably want to do this, since I don't remember exactly where the village is just take the boat around the coastline, because I'm pretty sure the other village was on the coast. They usually are. Okay, a bunch of quartz, a bit of dragon bone. Or we could just take the 2.0 with snare, scaling at 0.4 off of intelligence. That's actually a fair amount of damage from snare. And 2.0 is a lot of scaling. But Shield Leech is so powerful. I'm actually pretty torn here. So, like, let's say we give one of these to Amalia. This removes her ability to participate in red challenges, but that's fine. She always goes everywhere with 2 people who are good at red challenges. We're looking at 24 wisdom. Now, reliable argument is scaling at 1.8. So that would mean that this attack does do more damage than reliable argument. Was it slower? It was probably slower, right? Weapons made out of stone are not usually very fast. At 5.7, the reliable argument's at 4.5, so it's not that bad, really. It'd be a lot of damage. Especially if she actually manages to get the multi-attack off, like if it hits more than one target. But I guess the same argument could be made for the leech. If the leech is able to hit more than one target, she's going to get super shielded. And I don't know if she really needs the Brotherhood of Blood buff because she already has Inspire. We do get a little bit of extra purple shielding here, which is fine, I guess. So Snare scaling off of 0.4 of her intelligence is going to be like 4 damage every time an enemy is put down. Or like more like 6, I think. That's really not that good, honestly. With the health values that we're looking at. I'm going to build it this way. We can certainly make another one if we decide we want to go back and do it the other way. We have an awful lot of these materials. We could get this done in a single turn, actually. There we go. And while you guys are here, I guess we could just have you... It's close to not being winter anymore, right? I think we're pretty close to not winter. We'll be able to gather food more efficiently again. I don't know, we might end up needing a bunch of leather, maybe, possibly. Alright, show me this thing. Okay, we made a normal quality thing. It is 5 pounds too heavy for her. Well, she's just gonna have to lose something. Yeah, honestly, gathering tool. You don't need that, you need to focus. And then the intelligence weapon, like maybe we pass the Iron Relic down to Bolamira and this to Bloodseeker. Because Bloodseeker has reliable argument, right? Yeah. So she doesn't really need the bonus yellow damage. She has her own yellow thing. And I mean, Ice Spike's fine. But the village is not going to be super good at red combat with Grumislav and Olgon, so Bloodseeker with the book, I think, helps with that a little bit. Maybe we should leave one of these two behind because of the fact that the village is kind of loose on red combat without them. You know what? We just don't get red combated that much. It'll be fine. We're not going that far. Okay. So with our newfound effectiveness, all of our sweet armor and weapons and whatnot, let's go and see if that other goblin village would like a little bit of assistance. This time, we might actually need all this food. Okay. I suppose the smart thing to do would be to come down here and see if these spirit talkers want to offer us anything before we actually get in the water. So who knows? Maybe they'll have decided that they have another task that needs doing. Okay, they do trade for stone. We could gather stone and get rep that way. How much stone are we talking about here? 50. So for every 50 stone we bring them, they'll give us some amount of rep, but who knows how much? Should we test it? I guess let's test it. It's not that hard to go and get more quartz. We're gonna have to give them almost literally everything. I'm keeping my 1 obsidian. Okay, I mean, they do give you stuff. That is a legendary codex. Random Blasts 4 with 1.5x scaling. Okay, I mean, that was That's a 1.6x relic. Jeez. And 3 rep. That's not too... We could totally get to 50 by doing that. Okay. So if we wanted to do that, we'd have to do that 5 more times. So we would need 250 quartz. That's doable. We could make that happen. All right, I feel better having a plan. Man, I wish I remembered where that village was. All right, in the water. But we can't quite in the water this turn. Well, in the water very soon. I guess we may as well go this way then. If we're not going to be able to get in the water this turn, let's get in the water in a place that's a little bit more in the direction we know we need to go. There we go. That's a little better. Hopefully we won't run into any, krakens or anything. So am I remembering correctly that we were pretty good with the stingers? 15 Slavian, 20 scavengers, 37 spirit talkers, 12 with the stingers. Is not great. Just trying to think ahead to actually fulfilling the conditions of our victory. Survivability looks like it looks like we're either there or at least close. Okay, observe the thing, call out to it. Alright, even more research material. You can never have enough. Turns out, advancement points. They're useful forever. Alright, the village is not all the way down here. We could just skirt around the peninsula. You know what? No, I am resisting the wisdom. We're too all built up on wisdom. What do you want? I guess you have counterattack. The point of perception is definitely not wasted. Wisdom does influence War Shout, but we don't really need him to have a good War Shout. We have yellow combat well in hand. I'm going to take the perception. Okay. I am realizing, I have no idea where that village was. I really thought it was just, to the east. Apparently not. Well, worst case scenario, I could go back and look at one of the previous episodes and figure it out. An old woman comes to your gates at night asking for shelter. She carries herself with much confidence for a lone traveler. Obviously, she's a witch, but we don't have a witch to tell us that. So, a difficulty 3 purple challenge in the village. Bulimira's relic does allow her to attack for 9 in purple challenges. And then we have Bogdan with spirit scattering, or energy scattering, which is hitting for 18. We might be able to pull this off. Yeah, let's challenge her in a battle of the spirit. Okay, apparently we can really pull it off. Oh, we killed her. We killed her whole spirit. That's not exactly what I was trying to do. I wanted to, make her respect me. It's a little bit different. Okay, here's some guys. Spirit Talker Village is down there. Okay. That's right. I remember when we were terrified of all of the groups of them walking around over here. It's all coming back to me now. Let's try to avoid contact with the actual groups. We could grab a bunch of quartz while we're down here. Just in case. Well, I mean, we don't need to do just in case. We can actually go and talk to them and see if they have work for us. And if they don't, then we can grab the quartz and sail back. You know what? I think we're in a place where we could investigate a shipwreck. The undead are aboard. Well, I can definitely kill some unliving. I don't think that should be a problem at all. Unfortunately, we didn't really get anything of valuable... okay, here we go. I was going to say we didn't get anything of value from it, but nut tincture's cool. We don't have the ingredients for that, naturally, so... Alright, let's go say hi. And you know what? While we're here, we'll just gather a little bit of quartz. Okay, is there anything we can help with? A stray ghost not far from here. See if you can deal with it. There is a whole spooky tree thing going on, which I'm a little... I'd be lying if I said I wasn't like a little nervous about. Aw, we can't quite get a gather in one turn. Find the remains of a non-human settlement deep in the forest, as ever. A shaman is dancing around the bonfire, making strange noises. Is he okay? Has he had a little bit too much of that weed? Ah, fellow spirit child, welcome. What brings you here? Actually, I don't know. I apparently just wandered into this settlement. We are seeking the Godfather's blessings. This was once a great goblin city, and the veil to the Grey World is thin here. Would you like to join us? I warn you, it isn't always safe. Our Godfathers may be confused. Violent, even. I'm okay with violence. Do you think there will be any tests of my faith? Because that I'm not super down with. Yeah, let's join in. Uh-oh. You smoke some odd weeds and ingest many shrooms. Then you think you are dancing with the stars. You feel a strong spiritual malady, as the Godfathers clearly did not approve. Okay, 3 turns of illness. It could be worse. But, hey, we got some rep out of it. So we made the right move. There's nothing more important than reputation. Find the haunted tree and discover some roaming ghosts thrashing about angrily. They seem bound to the tree for now, but you feel their energy spilling out from this boundary. While we do have the nature domain, we could maybe avoid the challenge entirely. Do we have a magic user? Is one of the 3 of us a tagged magic user? Huh. Let's rely on the nature domain. We'll meditate and give strength to the tree. It can get out of its own mess. Form a circle and connect your own spirit with that of the tree. The forest can now destroy these ghosts, although it will not be an easy end for the spirits. Well, that sort of feels like not my problem. But you will need to give some of your own spirit to complete the ritual. We could give up some of our spirit health. That's not a big deal. Or we could just murder the rest. I mean, I'm pretty good at murder. The ghosts are destroyed, but the goblins seem less than happy, as they say it is only a temporary fix. This was my concern, that the doing it not via our spirit would maybe not give us the result we were looking for. Not as much rep as we could have gotten. But that wasn't too bad. Oh. Sorry. I just totally didn't even read the thing. I assumed it was the Goblin Village again. We discovered a campfire. You discovered the campsite was set up by nomads, but they were attacked by bandits who are now scavenging the bodies, and they've spotted you. Difficulty 6, red challenge, probably too hard. Difficulty 5, yellow challenge, potentially doable. Or we could definitely successfully run away. I have no doubt of that. Which one of these things is the right thing? A difficulty 5 yellow challenge is like right at the edge of doability, but I guess if we tried this and it didn't work, we do have the ability to talk to the goblins right away, so we could get our yellow stuff healed. Oh, except I'm out of movement points, so we wouldn't be able to get our yellow health healed until next turn, which means we could have somebody die. Let's just bail successfully. All right, you know, you get a little bit of a workout, you get stronger. Okay, it spent our last movement point interacting with the village. That's weird. If we are having the encounter on the tile, then we should still have the movement point left when that thing appears. I don't know, it doesn't matter much. It's kind of a strange way of representing it. Okay, loony forest fairies are taking their tooth fairy job too far. A few good folk gone missing. Many lose their teeth at night, uninvited. Go beat up some forest spirits. Well, you know, I'd like to be friends with the forest spirits, but I suppose we could do that for you guys. Just because it's you. Okay, everything is all screwed up because of our various diseases and whatnot. Discover the remains of an old settlement. Man, there sure are a lot of old settlements around here. You soon realize the area is riddled with traps. While the traps are old, we'll just smash them. Just smash them with our red skills. Okay, we got some quartz heavy armor, which I don't actually want. Some metal. A malachite wand, that's okay. Yeah, see, there's so many ways to take your purple challenges or your purple stats into other colors of challenges. Not a lot of ways to do the opposite. Purple really is the best color of stats. Alright, well hopefully this this party of spirit talkers will not interfere with us right now. We're so close to that rep threshold, you know? Strong feelings about it. Okay, you approach the area where the pack of unruly forest fairies you are asked to deal with is said to roam. We do not have any option of dealing with this peacefully. And I'm kind of surprised. There's still art we haven't seen yet. I feel like we've seen a lot of the events at this point. Well, that's easy enough. You kill the fairies, and the goblins thank you for dealing with the problem, although wish that you did it more quietly. Angering forest demons is never a good thing. We got some sacred wood. Lost some rep with the forest demons, which is kinda whatever, like... I don't think I care about that very much. I am a little bummed out about our carrying capacity. As you set up camp at night, you hear the howling of wolves around you. Some of it is worryingly guttural, almost man-like. While we demand obedience from these night hunters in the name of the Moon Lord himself, we can summon our own werewolf if you don't believe us. The pack bows down in respect of the Night Lord. Okay, one of the lesser wolves considers staying with you. Try to help this guy. Unfortunately, our healer is not actually with us, but Azurka is wise enough, right? The werewolf should recover in time. Hey, we did it. Pack howls in thanks. You find a stash of bones left for you as a reward, which is pretty whatever. But hey, more points of positive reputation. Always a good thing. So I think Amalia... I'm going to take the Destiny on Amalia. Okay, we're starting to feel ourselves again. We could just gather quartz until we get a little bit more... Until we get enough to give them quartz in exchange for rep here. We don't have any other stone on us. It would only take a couple of turns to do that. I think I'm just going to do that. Instead of getting the runaround again. Because we're at 47, right? So a turn-in of quartz should be... Yeah, a turn-in of quartz will get us to 50. So we're at 36 now? Yeah, we need to gather twice more. Although it'll be more than that if one of the war parties interrupts us. Okay. I have good metals on me as well, apparently. Oh, okay. They don't need nearly as much metal. I wonder if it actually matters how, like, what quality of metal you give them. Like, maybe you get more rep for better stuff? Yeah. I don't know, we gave them total garbage there and got 3 points for it, so good enough. Also, 56 meat is, like, extremely welcome. So now we're friendly with them, but this is not the main Spirit Talker village. The main Spirit Talker village is the other one. You can tell because of the flag, and I believe you can only recruit new people at the main village. So now that we've done this, we should probably just bail. Just get in the water and sail around the south side of the island, I think. It'll actually be faster that way. We're definitely overburdened. And I know there are ruins we could have interacted with. We could have gotten some more advancement points off of that. I'm not too worried about it. I don't know that I need 2 mysticism. I guess if we're thinking Bogdan is potentially the front line for us in purple challenges around the village, the mysticism is worth taking just for the health, even though his attack scales with destiny. I'm across a shipwreck. Oh, it is time for the Kraken. Okay, well, let's try to get to this young lady. Yeah, listen, I'm coming to get you. The chest has got to be taken to your home. I know the deal. Yeah, we could probably actually pass this, right? Yeah, we can track the Kraken. We'll look for it once we're on land. So we'll get the Kraken thing right next to our village, which will be nice. Because I think it puts the water demon village that it spawns pretty nearby, doesn't it? I don't exactly remember. It sure is nice to have a real boat. Like a good, actual boat. We almost have enough advancement points to get the ability to craft jewelry. For it to be worth getting the ability to craft jewelry. I might have to do a little bit of quote-unquote research. I might have to go back and watch a couple of videos just to remember where exactly in the plotline of the Lightbringer quest you get the second seed, because that second seed would be worth getting, right? So a ring would be nice to have. A small group of weary dwarves arrive at your doorstep asking for a place to rest. Yeah, sure. We could just kill them, I guess. But no, invite them in. Okay, they eat a lot, but they give us some stone and stuff. They give us some permanent stats. Have anything to trade? No, we do not trade with the younglings in their shabby shacks. Are we... Okay, it's... Oh no, it is everybody. With it being everybody, I wonder if we could probably pass this check. I don't know that we necessarily actually want to trade with them, but I'm just kind of curious what they have since it's such a pain to get them to let you see the inventory. And we are right next to the Goblin Village. Okay, apparently we can flawlessly pass that check. Alright, perhaps I was a bit too hasty in making judgment. Here, have a look at our stock. Do you actually have anything cool? Nope. Remarkably crappy stuff for how weirdly guarded they were being about it. Never mind. Well, that was a waste of a conversation. Stone and metal be with you. You know, at least he's like kind of sort of chill about it. Alright, where did... Oh, it spawned it right there. That's just the cave, remember. Okay, we are absolutely taking scaling on Ghostly Axe. Can hardly imagine a thing that would be better for us right now. Okay, ask if they can show you the Grey World. Have we done this before? I don't know, hold on, let's recruit first. See if you can recruit anyone. There's some folks here who may want to join your band, seeing as you are the chosen and all. Someone is ushering you over to speak to them. Go see what they want. So they have workers, they have a shaman, they have a boar rider. I'm kind of curious about this. A goblin child wants to be hired. They're small now, but who knows? They may grow up to become someone great. Well, I have no other choice, so I guess we're welcoming them. 12,000 trade value. The good news is that should not be a problem. All right, we have a lot of garbage. So let's just give them a lot of our garbage. We have so many weapons, and I don't need a big hammer. Don't need that big hammer either. As far as polearms go, there's certainly no reason to keep more than one spare polearm. We have so much armor. And frankly, I'm fine getting rid of all of it. Maybe we'll keep the quartz. That'll be fine. Oh my god. Okay. What else? What else? We have too many dogs, but you know what? We can keep the dogs. The dog that I want to keep is fairly valuable, but the dog that we'd be willing to get rid of is almost valueless, so what would even be the point? We definitely have too many crafting tools, and some of them are not very good. Like, these flat increases are a no-go at this point. We have some other... I didn't even get all of our garbage weapons out yet. We don't need this thing. That one's not so bad. We definitely don't need this anymore. Yeah, both of them. Apparently we had two of that. Okay, you know what? I'll overpay. We got a male child, too, so that's pretty good. We'll just make our own shaman. To be fair, having the child and then making them into a shaman is a better... stats-wise, is a better way to do the thing, right? We're still over carrying weight, but we're not over by so much anymore. Here, let's get this out of the way. Difficulty 7 red concept challenge should be passable. So we sneak in, we take the chest. If we don't take it back home as the girl asked, we won't get that massive amount of water demon rep, but if I remember correctly, the water demon reputation isn't enough to get you to 50, and once you complete the quest, there aren't really any other ways to up the rep. Well, whatever. We'll do it, and like there are other events that give you water demon reputation. Maybe we just get lucky and manage to get it up enough. Yeah, I mean, I'm not upset about having another child. It is totally okay. Do I want to grab showing off? Does Zosh need to be good at yellow challenges? I mean, the value of extra levels of goblin is pretty limited, so... Can I please move my party? There we go. Okay, it's lying to me about my ability to move to there, apparently. Let's get back into town. Oh, hey. Hey, a huge number of terrifying enemies. Never mind, not that terrifying. God, I just wish we were any good at purple chest. You know what? We should go take it home. Go in, explain the whole deal. Seemed like the right thing to do, etc. I understand. I have also chosen a different path from my nature. Okay. Spiky jewelry that is... Wow. For an item that has a completely full essence bar, that's terrible. What a bad full essence bar item. They gave us a pretty good clay relic, though. And some malachite. A small amount of malachite. Okay. I don't... Do we need curse removal? I don't think so, right? We could trade with them and get... Ooh, obsidian heavy armor. That's like real armor. They have some okay stuff. You know what? I'm going to take the diamond for sure. I don't know that we need... Yeah, I'll take that too. That's not bad. That's an okay elemental weapon. This codex is fine. I don't think I care about this. It does have weakness on it. We are a little bit short on debuffs right now, so we should probably prioritize getting some weakness. Do we want to take this? You know what? We can make armor that is this good and is a lot lighter than this. I'm not going to worry about that. Okay, so what do I want to give you? Probably just garbage again. You know what I'm going to give him? I'm going to give him enough dragon bone to make this work, because it's not going to be that much dragon bone, and we certainly have enough of the stuff. Okay. Alright, so we got 20. We're almost at 30 with them. And there are events that give you water demon reputation. There's no reason to think we couldn't make it up to 50 eventually. A heavy storm besieges your village for days. Oh, the little girl with the crooked face, right. Well, the Sitamora is a tormented soul. Many children fall to her trickery. We do have a child who needs to be protected now, too. We could speak to her, since we have a demon. We could try to use a demon thing here. Or we could just take the healer option. I'm not actually sure which one of these I think is more likely to result in definitely not getting a negative outcome. Let's take the healer option. Okay, great. Back to village life. Knuckle. Knuckle's a good name for a kid. Knuckle gets a permanent stat increase, which is cool. As you sit by the campfire, some of the sparks from the flame begin to dance in the air. They move away from the bonfire and become glimmers in the night. Seem to want you to follow them. Sure, why not? The glimmers guide you to a path that is not only abundant in fruit, but may also prove a useful shortcut on your journey onward. Is this a permanent movement range increase for everybody? That's awesome, actually. Wow, what a good result from that event. Yeah, I think that was a permanent... Man, very, very good. Okay, everybody get in here. So the bad news is... we don't have any mysticism increasing pets for the kid. So we might have to figure something out on that front. I would really have loved to see mysticism as one of the options here. I think we're going to take double wits. Okay, so we need to build a playground, right? We gotta push the kids' stats up. Crafting menu. I was already on the crafting menu. Okay, we need to... Oh, I didn't even actually buy the design yet for the playground. Well, that's definitely a thing we're doing. Okay, good news is you can make a playground entirely out of bone, just like the ones I played on when I was a child. So we could get a pretty decent quality bone playground, which will increase the child's mysticism by 33%, which is a whole point. Or we could just increase all of the child's attributes by 2, which will mean that's 1.2 more. Yeah, that's just it's just better. If we had pulled a mysticism increase on the kid on the first level, then technically this would give a small amount more mysticism, but what if we delayed and did Runebone instead? Because the kid's stats are only going to matter at the moment of becoming an adult. If we go Runebone, we can make a really powerful children's playground, which will actually get us the... this will be one of our high-level buildings. We'd have to make 53 Runebone before the kids test to grow up. What are we looking at in terms of time here? 40 turns. That's doable. I do believe we can do that. Okay, well, it does sound like a next episode kind of problem though, right? I think that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time to see if we can guide young Knuckle down the path toward shamanism. And we'll see you then.